You know, I love cliffs and big rocks and all of that, so this is very, very nice. And this is not actually a stream, believe it or not. This is the trail. Welcome back to another hiking adventure. So we are going to check out Crystal Gorge Conservation Area now. How impressive will this gorge be? I don't know. We're going to find out together. So there are the trails, so we're going to check them out. Alright, so this place a little more formal than Crystal Shores Conservation Area, as we do have named trails and signage. So we are going to take the logging road trail down to the red trail, which will go through the gorge. We have a couple of nice bog bridges here. It's been very wet as of late, so very glad these bridges are here today. These are some very nice open woods. As we come up to some signage, sign over here, let's see what this says. It is a trail intersection, the Hemlock Shortcut Trail. We're not taking any shortcuts today. We're going to stay on the Logging Road Trail as we follow it toward the gorge. And there is a cliff wall through the trees. It's pretty nice. That's probably a 15-foot cliff right there. This trail is blazed in, I'm going to say purple. You could argue that's dark blue, but I'm going to go with purple. You know, I love cliffs and big rocks and all of that, so this is very, very nice. And this is not actually a stream, believe it or not. This is the trail. Oh, like I said, it's been wet. But again, that's a good 10, 15 feet there. And this trail, certainly not the easiest to follow here. You have to watch out for those blazings. It's pointing us up this way. And there is the blaze. Again, you got to watch out for those here. We got some nice mini scrambling going on up here to the top of the cliff. So we pan down, the trail is down there. Then we came around this corner. And we made it to the top of the cliff. Very nice. Not really the kind of hiking that you really expect to do in Haverhill. This is nice. We are right on the fringes of the city. This is like right on the border. But very, very nice. And again, another look down. On the camera, I don't think it really looks like there's any drop there. It's kind of an optical illusion, but that's a good 10-foot drop right there. Again, I don't know if you can tell on the camera. That's interesting. As we pan back this way now. And I'm a little torn on the boulder of the hike. There's a couple of nice ones there, but I think I'm going to end up giving it to this one. Look at that flat one, kind of balancing there on the slope of the cliff. Little mini tunnel in there too, so we're going to name that flat one the boulder of the hike right there. And look at what we have right here, right along the trail. We have a lady slipper blooming. Very, very cool. It's been a few years since I've seen one of these along the trail. It's always really nice to see. And we came down a bit, and we came back up to another little cliff here, overlooking a swampy area. The original cliff, off that way you probably can't see it through the trees on the camera. And just a close-up of our cliff face, or I guess you could say half gorge. As we look back Very cool. Again, not something you expect to hike through in the city of Haverhill, but here we are. There's a nice swampy area. It does trickle down over to here. Now this is a little more gorgy than where we just were with the steeper hills on each side of it. Again, it's probably a little more difficult to see on the camera than it is to see on person, but you do have a hill going on each side with the what would probably be a brook in higher water going through there. It's a little more gorge-like. And we even have some wildlife. You can play a game. Can you spot the toad? Pause the video when you see him. See how soon you can spot him. And there he goes. And we've come up to the Arts Ridge Trail. So let's take a walk down there, see what Arts Ridge looks like. And so we've hiked up to the top side of one of those hills that we were looking up before, and I'd have to say this is the gorge here. This is definitely very gorge-like. And I've said this a couple times, but it's probably hard to see on the camera with the foliage coming out, but this is very much so gorge-like. This is the Crystal Gorge here. There's no doubt about that. And this is very likely the high point of Arts Ridge as we look down into the gorge that way. Pan over, we have another drop off here. This really is a ridge. Very interesting. This trail, by the way, is blazed in red. Oh, and we have ourselves some breeding caterpillars. So I've been hiking along for a while. We have come up to the Green Belt Trail. So we are going to continue going this way. This is basically a big loop back around to the trail that we started on. So that's what we are continuing to do. And what would a hike be without a babbling brook? And I've made it back out to the Logging Road Trail. So that was the Crystal Gorge Conservation Area. Very interesting hiking spot here on the fringes of Haverhill. So I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you for watching.